A lovely morning to the judges. My name is Sasti and I am from SK Banda Anggrek. I am 12 years old. I love reading storybooks that take us back into time. Today, I'll be reviewing a book called Geronimo Stilton, No Time to Lose. It is also the 5th book in this series. This book is written by Elizabetha Dummy and is published by Scholastic. This book was released in 2018. This book contains 310 pages. This book has 42 chapters. This book is 45 ringgit in Malaysia and you can buy this book at every popular bookstore. I chose this story because it is very interesting. The characters are Geronimo Stilton, our main character, Tia Stilton, his sister, Trap Stilton, his cousin, Benjamin Stilton, his nephew, Professor Paus von Volt, the one who sends them on mission, and finally, Robota. So, this story starts with Geronimo waking up from sleep and noticing that everything has become polluted. Then, he walks to work and sees that all the staff are sick. So, as a good boss, he gives them leave. Then, when he locked the office, he got a call from Professor von Volt. It was an emergency. So, Geronimo and his family ran as fast as they could to go meet Professor Paus von Volt. And that's when they met him, he explained everything. The island has become polluted and we must go meet the legendary King Solomon for some great advice because it said that his advice can save a lot of stuff. So then, that's when he showed them the new time machine that they'd be using, which is called the Whisker Wafter. After that, Trap, Geronimo's cousin, made himself the captain of the ship and messed things up. And when he messed things up, he accidentally brought them to Napoleon's court. So when this started, they landed near a river. And that's when Geronimo got down, slipped and fell into a river. But luckily, the palace guards were on the way. They saved him. And that's when they saw Napoleon and his wife's carriage. So he got up and thanked them so much for saving him. And that's when Napoleon invited him for his coronation. And of course he couldn't say no. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So he and his family went to Napoleon's castle. And then while he was there, he was sabotaged for stealing Napoleon's wife's earrings. But before he was about to get punished, his family saved the day. They found out who the true culprit was, who was Napoleon's assistant, who was jealous of Geronimo. Then Trap messed things up again and brought them to the age of the Vikings. There, he was forced to marry the village head's daughter because of Trap's special spray. But, of course, he did not want to marry her. So that's when another guy had to come and they had to use a poetry recitation competition. The winner would marry her. But, of course, Geronimo did not want to marry her. So, he purposely made her mad and she smacked him. Then, he brought them to the island of Crete. That's where the whole special spray broke. And all the ladies in Crete Island had a crush on him. They started chasing him all around. After all that commotion, he straight away ran to the Whisker Wafter and put in the correct cube. And that's when they finally could go to the era of the legendary King Solomon. So once they reached, it was a long and tiring journey to go meet him. maybe a journey about 2 to 3 days. Of course they were tired. So once they reached there, they took a rest for a few hours, and then when it was their time to line up and ask for advice, they asked him advice to save their island. And of course, as a good king, he would give his advice. That's when they finally got the advice and ran back to the Whisker Wafter. And once they reached back, they went back to New Mouse Island to tell Professor Von Volt everything. So 7 days later, they had a conference about the environment. Soon, everybody did their part to restore Mother Earth. I truly enjoy reading this book because it brought me back to time where I met the historical figures. This book is very interesting, as I mentioned earlier, because of its fonts, the colors, and even the thing is engaging. It's filled with adventure, suspense, and comedy. It's a very nice book in my opinion. This also teaches me on how to keep the environment safe, how to prevent pollution. So, the moral value of this book is when we work together, nothing can stop us. The good values are unity, together when we work, nothing can stop us, as I said earlier, and finally, being helpful. I really hope that you all will buy this book and read it, as it's a very good book, and I highly recommend it for readers 9 to 14. Thank you so much for hearing my story. Thank you.